Tesla has released a new update called FSD 14.3, and according to Elon Musk, this might be the missing piece needed to finally solve full self-driving. That sounds like a huge claim, and naturally it grabs attention. But at the same time, this isn't the first time we've heard something like this. Tesla has been improving its full self-driving system for years, and with almost every major update, there have been promises of big breakthroughs. So the real question is whether this update is actually different, or if it's just another step forward that still falls short of true autonomy. To understand that, we need to look at what this update really changes and how it affects the driving experience in the real world. At its core, FSD 14.3 is focused on making the car smarter in how it makes decisions. Earlier versions of Tesla's system were very good at recognizing patterns. For example, they could detect lanes, traffic lights, cars, and pedestrians quite well. But recognizing something is not the same as truly understanding it. The newer system is designed to go beyond simple recognition and move towards something closer to reasoning. In simple terms, instead of just reacting to what it sees, the car is now trying to think about what is happening around it. This means it can better handle situations that are unusual or unpredictable, such as confusing road layouts, unexpected driver behavior, or sudden obstacles. One of the noticeable improvements in this update is smoother and more natural driving. The car accelerates and brakes more gently, and lane changes feel more confident. In busy city environments where traffic is often unpredictable, the system seems to handle complexity better than before. It is less likely to hesitate for no reason, and it can make decisions more quickly. For example, when merging into traffic or navigating through crowded intersections, the car appears more decisive. This creates a driving experience that feels closer to how a human would behave, which is a key goal for Tesla. Another area that has seen improvement is how the system deals with rare or difficult situations. These are often the biggest challenges for self-driving technology because they don't happen often enough to be easily learned through simple repetition. With FSD 14.3, Tesla has trained its system to better handle these edge cases. This includes things like unusual road signs, construction zones, animals crossing the road, or erratic behavior from other drivers. While the system is not perfect, it is better equipped than before to deal with these kinds of scenarios without getting confused or making sudden mistakes. A feature that has gained a lot of attention in this update is improved low-speed control, especially in parking situations. Tesla has introduced enhancements to its ability to park in tight spaces, including garages. Parking might seem simple for humans, but for an AI system, it is actually very complex. There are no clear lane markings, and the environment can change constantly with people walking around and cars moving unpredictably. FSD 14.3 improves the car's awareness of its surroundings in these situations, allowing it to park more accurately and smoothly. However, it is important to note that this feature still feels like it is in development. It works in many cases, but it is not always consistent, and drivers still need to be ready to take control if something goes wrong. There has also been some discussion around whether this update allows drivers to relax more while the car is driving. Some people might assume that because the system is getting smarter, it is safe to pay less attention. However, this is not the case. Tesla's full self-driving system is still considered a Level 2 driver assistance system. This means that the driver is fully responsible for the vehicle at all times. Even with FSD 14.3, drivers must keep their eyes on the road and be ready to intervene immediately if needed. The system is designed to assist, not replace, the driver. Treating it as a fully autonomous system would be both unsafe and, in many places, illegal. In addition to the more visible changes, Tesla has also made several smaller updates behind the scenes. These include changes to the user interface and system settings, as well as improvements in how different features work together. For example, Tesla is gradually shifting toward a more unified system, where all driver assistance features are part of a single integrated self-driving experience. This might not seem like a big deal right now, but it is an important step toward the long-term goal of full autonomy. These small changes often go unnoticed, but they play a crucial role in building a more reliable and scalable system. One interesting aspect of this update is that Tesla is still supporting older vehicles with Hardware 3, HW3. While these cars may not be able to handle all the advanced features of the latest system, Tesla is working to bring a lighter version of FSD 14 to them. This is good news for existing owners, as it means their vehicles are not being completely left behind. However, it also highlights the limitations of older hardware. As the software becomes more advanced and requires more processing power, newer hardware platforms will likely have a significant advantage. This raises questions about how far older vehicles can go in terms of achieving full self-driving capability. Looking at the bigger picture, FSD 14.3 is not just about improving everyday driving. It is part of Tesla's long-term vision of creating fully autonomous vehicles that can operate without any human input. This includes the idea of robotaxis, where cars can drive themselves and provide transportation services. In such a future, a Tesla owner could potentially send their car out to pick up passengers and earn money while they are not using it. This concept has been talked about for years, and updates like FSD 14.3 are steps toward making it a reality. However, there is still a long way to go before this vision becomes practical and widely accepted. Despite all the progress, it is important to keep expectations realistic. FSD 14.3 is impressive, but it is not perfect. There are still situations where the system can make mistakes or behave unpredictably. For example, it might hesitate at the wrong moment, choose a less than ideal path, or struggle in difficult weather conditions. These issues show that while the technology is improving, it is not yet ready to fully replace human drivers. Regulatory bodies are also closely monitoring these systems to ensure safety, which means there are legal and regulatory challenges that need to be addressed before full autonomy can become a reality. In the end, the most important thing about FSD 14.3 is not that it solves self-driving, but that it represents a shift in how Tesla approaches the problem. Instead of focusing only on recognizing objects and following rules, the system is moving toward a more intelligent and flexible way of understanding the world. This shift could be the key to solving the hardest challenges in autonomous driving. However, it will take time, testing, and further improvements before we can say that the problem is truly solved. So, is this the biggest update Tesla has ever released? In some ways, yes. It brings meaningful improvements and moves the technology in an important new direction. But it is not the final step. It is part of a longer journey toward a future where cars can drive themselves safely and reliably in all conditions. For now, FSD 14.3 is best seen as a significant upgrade that makes driving easier and more advanced while still requiring human attention and responsibility. The dream of full self-driving is closer than before, but it is not here just yet.